Welcome back to the vlog. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to Grayson and the Rednecks. Go like his channel, subscribe for him. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about how I got my Honda Accord. It's an 03 for $1,215. It's probably like the cheapest car that's running and driving, and I did not have to put any work into it yet, that I've actually bought. It is a sedan. The only thing I've done actually is put new tires on the rims, and they had the chrome, or not chrome, but the that gold plated bullcrap rims on it. So I painted them black with bed liner yesterday, which I made a video on that. But yeah, so I was searching the Facebook Market for four-door cars, and I ended up running into this. Well, the guy held it for me for like a couple weeks or so, and because he lived in Oklahoma City and I live like 2-3 hours away from there. So he ended up holding the car for me. I had a car at the time, but I was trying to sell it, and it was a two-door. Well, I just had a newborn baby, so I had to get a four-door, which I actually like this car. I'm fixing to buy coilovers and stuff like that for it, and suspension stuff like control arms, everything. So but I just had a kid, so I was like, man, I've got a two-door car, I need a four-door. And how I got that two-door actually is I used to trade. I'm actually keeping this car, but I would trade my cars, my trucks. I've probably had like 15 different cars in the past this year. Like, I mean, it's just a game. So here's the car. I have no clue where I put the keys, but I think they had a blowout on the driver's side, and I guess when the tire wrapped, it hit the airbag sensor thing, and it actually blew out the airbag. And I'm actually gonna buy a pop-off steering wheel, a quick release and everything for it, but that's like the only thing wrong with it. And then because that right there is like fine, and they did do that or whatever. And I guess common on these kind of cars is these radios, the stock ones, they do go out. So they did an aftermarket radio below, which ain't bad. And then it came with the tinted windows. I'm gonna get the front windshield tinted because I do that on all my cars. I've done it on my truck that I just got rid of. I had to buy those right there, if it'll focus. There it goes. Those rain guards, these were already on the car, but I had to get those. And these are actually the wheels. They're XXR wheels, and they're like curbed like bad. All of them are curbed, which I'm gonna buy probably new ones. But that's the black that I sprayed them, and it's actually bed liner, and it feels like bed liner. I mean, it's pretty like good, but yeah. And then this is what I was talking about, is they probably had a blowout and airbag, so I'm gonna buy a whole new fender. And I did that fender like that because it was rubbing so bad that I didn't want this tire to blow out, so I just jacked the fender up right there because it's already jacked up, so why not? But yeah, so this is actually, it says it right there, XXR wheels. And yeah, I mean, there's really nothing about it. It's got the K24A4 motor in it, and I'm thinking about building it, which if I do that, it's just gonna have forged internals, and so it's gonna have forged internals, and then I'll probably end up boosting it. But I mean, it's an automatic, so I'm not trying to go like all crazy on it, because I just got rid of a 5-speed Honda Accord actually to get this one, because the girl has got to drive it, and she can drive 5-speed. She's driven my built Mustang 5.0. It was a GT. I had a built 5.0 Mustang that was a 5-speed, and she drove that just fine. But I didn't want her to get in it and then like drive it around by herself or whatever and get lost, like to where she couldn't get back home because she can't stop at stop signs or whatever without killing the car. So we ended up going with an automatic, and it suits us with our kid and everything. I mean, it is dirty right now, but it's got all of our junk in it. But it's not a bad car for $1,250. The guy was asking like I think $1,800 for the car, and I ended up getting them down to $1,300, and I ended up selling my car for that. And we went down there, and then I ended up buying a tire before I went, because he was like, the passenger tire is showing cords or whatever. So I ended up buying a tire before I went to Oklahoma City. So when we got down there, I took it to the tire shop, and they ended up swapping it. But they ended up putting it on the back right here, and it was the front tires are an 18 and these are 17s, and the 17s are smaller, like obviously, so the wheel can tuck up into the fender. Well, the 18s don't tuck. They were just like sitting there rubbing, like that's tire from Oklahoma City, because I had a blowout coming back to my house, and so I had to throw the spare back on and drive it back home with the spare. And I finally got it fixed or whatever. But I mean, it's a good car. It runs, drives, has cold AC, the heat works, everything works. Nothing's wrong with it except for it needs coilovers and probably different rims, because I mean, I like these, but I want to buy some different ones so I can have these plus the new ones. So that's about it. Well, please like and subscribe, leave comments, tell me what you want to see next. Thank you, I appreciate it.